Today, we're diving into a question that haunts many who have experienced the tumultuous waters of loving a narcissist. Did they actually love me, or was I just a pawn in their game? Before we begin this journey, I want to acknowledge the pain, confusion, and doubt that might be swirling in your mind. Your feelings are valid, and your experiences matter. We're here to shed light on these shadows, to understand not just the narcissist, but ourselves in the process. Let's start by understanding what creates a narcissist. Imagine a child growing up in an environment where love is conditional, where they're either overly praised or hardly criticized. This child learns that their worth is tied to external validation, and they develop a fragile sense of self. As they grow, they build a facade of grandiosity to protect this vulnerable core. This early environment shapes their understanding of love in relationships. They learn that love is something to be earned through performance, not freely given. This distorted view of love becomes the foundation for their adult relationships. Now, fast forward to adulthood. This person, our narcissist, enters a relationship. They may shower their partner with affection, mirroring their desires and seeming to fulfill their every need. It feels like love, doesn't it? But here's where the story takes a turn. True love, at its core, is about empathy, reciprocity, and genuine care for another's well-being. It's about seeing your partner as a whole person, separate from yourself, with their own needs and desires. But for a narcissist, this is nearly impossible. Remember Serenity? She fell deeply in love with someone who seemed to adore her. In the beginning, he fulfilled her every desire, anticipated her needs. It felt magical. But as time went on, she noticed a pattern. His affection was conditional, appearing only when she was meeting his needs or making him look good. When she expressed her own needs or disagreed with him, his love seemed to vanish. This is because narcissists struggle with true empathy. They can't step outside of themselves to truly understand or prioritize another's feelings. Their partner becomes an extension of themselves, a source of validation and admiration, rather than a separate individual to love and support. But why can't narcissists exhibit these qualities of love? It goes back to their core wound, that fragile self-esteem hidden beneath layers of grandiosity. To truly love another would require acknowledging their own vulnerability, their own need for love. Instead, they project an image of perfection and seek partners who will reinforce this image. Caesar's story illustrates this perfectly. He was drawn to a partner who constantly praised him, who seemed to put him on a pedestal. At first, it felt like the deepest love he'd ever known. But over time, he realized that his partner's love was contingent on him maintaining this perfect image. Any sign of weakness or failure was met with disappointment or rage. This dynamic creates a cycle of idealization and devaluation. In the beginning, the narcissist puts their partner on a pedestal, seeing them as the perfect complement to their own perceived perfection. But as the relationship progresses and the partner inevitably fails to meet impossible standards, the narcissist begins to devalue them. This cycle can be incredibly damaging to the partner's self-esteem and sense of reality. They might find themselves constantly trying to recapture that initial perfect phase of the relationship, not realizing that it was built on an illusion. Now, let's delve deeper into the qualities of love that narcissists struggle to exhibit. Empathy, as we've discussed, is a major one, but there are others. 1. Vulnerability. True love requires opening yourself up to another person, showing your flaws and insecurities. Narcissists, with their fragile self-esteem, find this almost impossible. 2. Compromise. Love often requires putting someone else's needs before your own. For a narcissist whose entire worldview revolves around themselves, this is a foreign concept. 3. Unconditional positive regard. This means accepting and valuing your partner for who they are, not for what they can do for you. Narcissists, however, value others primarily for how they can boost their own ego or status. 4. Emotional support. In a healthy relationship, partners support each other through ups and downs. Narcissists often withdraw or become hostile when their partner is struggling and needs support. Understanding these qualities can help us recognize the difference between genuine love and narcissistic love. This brings us to a crucial point: protecting ourselves from the pain and disappointment of loving a narcissist. The first step is awareness. Understanding the patterns of narcissistic behavior and recognizing them in our relationships. It's about learning to differentiate between love and love bombing, between genuine care and manipulation. Blaze learned this the hard way. After years of riding the emotional roller coaster of a narcissistic relationship, she finally understood that true love shouldn't feel like constantly walking on eggshells. She realized that her worth wasn't determined by another person's validation, and that real love should feel secure, consistent, and reciprocal. Here are some strategies for protecting yourself. 1. Set and maintain clear boundaries. Narcissists often push boundaries to serve their own needs. Learning to say no and stick to it is crucial. 2. Build a strong support network. Friends and family can provide perspective and support when you're caught in the confusion of a narcissistic relationship. 3. Work on your self-esteem. The stronger your sense of self-worth, the less vulnerable you'll be to narcissistic manipulation. 4. Practice self-care and self-compassion. Remember that you deserve love and kindness, especially from yourself. 5. Seek professional help if needed. A therapist can provide valuable insights and coping strategies. So, to answer the question that brought us here, can a narcissist truly love you? In the way that we understand love, with empathy, support, and genuine care for your well-being, the answer is no. They're not capable of it. But they might believe they love you in their own way. It's just that their version of love is more about what you can do for them than any real concern for you as a person. This realization can be painful, but it's also liberating. It means that the problem isn't your lovability, it's their capacity to love. You have a beautiful heart capable of deep, genuine love, and that's something to cherish and protect. As we conclude this journey, remember, healing from a narcissistic relationship is a process. Be patient with yourself. Surround yourself with people who truly see and value you. And most importantly, work on loving yourself. Because you, my friend, are worthy of the deepest, most genuine love. Your journey doesn't end here. In fact, understanding narcissism and its impact on relationships is just the beginning. It opens the door to deeper self-awareness, healthier relationship patterns, and a more authentic way of loving and being loved. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of narcissism and love. Remember, understanding is the first step towards healing. You're not alone in this journey, and there's a world of healthy, reciprocal love waiting for you on the other side of this experience. Until next time, this is Nuggets, reminding you to stay curious, stay compassionate, especially to yourself, and keep growing. Your capacity for love is your superpower. Don't let anyone dim that light.